Hi, welcome to the first season, the first season of Confession of a Single Lady. All right, so as I said to you guys, I'm going to do less of the investigation, go back to angel reading and that sort of thing. So we're going to be starting a new session. And it's going to be Confession of a Single Lady, okay? We're going to be discussing everything that happens to single women or single people on a whole when, they are either choose not to be in a relationship or was out of a horrible relationship, ended some sort of a narcissistic or social disorder complex with another person, and they need to heal, so they become single. All right, some people can stay single for a very long time. Some people can choose to be single. Okay, so you know me, I'm always changing up and doing a lot of new things. All right, so if you want, because I'm going to go like raw and in-depth in a whole lot of stuff. If you want to see the raw version of this, you'll get like an hour or 50 minutes on YouTube, but the other version is to be picked up by my VIPs, okay? So if you want to see the raw version, because we can't discuss like a lot of things on YouTube, so you can pick up the raw version. All right, today is July 19, and as you guys are aware, this is my first year anniversary of not dying from being drugged in my own house and passed out for a couple of hours and never know what happened to me, okay, between the hours of 11 and 5 a.m. in the morning. I woke up in my bath, empty, no water, and I have no idea what happened, okay? I am someone who drinks a lot in the days. So I pee like I will break my sleep 5 times per night to pee, okay? I don't have any sickness, because a lot of people say you have sugar sickness or that. No, I just drink a lot in the days, okay? I drink a lot of coffee, I drink a lot of water, So I'm someone who normally gets up between 2 and 5 times per night. Depends on how much I drink and if it's very hot. But on July 19th, 2024, I normally it's a Friday evening. I always go in bath. I always have a glass of red wine. Red wine is good for you. That's the only time I have like alcohol is on a Friday evening or in the weekends, okay? And red wine is actually good for you and good for me because it builds my red blood cells, okay? But because of the job I've done this like my entire life. Even when I was going to school, every Friday evening, I would come home, the helper would be in the house, and I will go in bath. I'd run my bath, I go in bath. I love bath, okay? And that's why a lot of people think that I walk with my nose up in the air, but I have certain things, the way I was born, the way I was cultured. I am very cultured, okay? I come from a family, and my parents, I was very cultured, and I had my own characteristics. So there are like certain things that I would eat. I would eat medium rare steak, and my mother was like, oh my God, there's still blood coming out of that thing. And I just wanted medium rare steak, okay? So my birthdays was like a TGI, all right? TGI Friday. A lot of people know TGI Friday because that's where there was coconut shrimps. Sometimes, like, this was years ago, because, you know, I'm over 50, way over 50. So, a lot of people think that I have my nose up in the air. No, I'm just cultured. I was just born, and I went to private school. I was just being cultured, okay? I went to a private European school, so I was just being cultured, okay? So a lot of people have their opinions. I really don't care, all right? Each and every person have their characteristic. From 0 until 10, you build your characteristic for who you are and the person you want to become. And if you have a problem with that, then you should not have any connection with me, okay? Because my cultured upbringing seems to have a lot of problem with you people. And your problem. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting this new series, and it's wonderful. And I think the reason I've been thinking about, because you guys know that I always change up my channel. I'm always doing new things and that sort of a thing. But this is going to only, yeah, VIP people. So if you're in light, you can move up, or if you're in medium, you can move up. Sometimes I will throw it down, but it's going to be, and when I say raw, I'm just going to go down to grassroots. I'm just going to explain in simply forms about things, people, situation, life, relationships, connection. So that is it. But I'm going to start this series with a beautiful, it's absolutely fabulous. It has to do with a person. These are real things that people have to deal with in life, okay? And I'm going to be starting off the series, and I'm not giving light to the players and the cheaters, but it's something that happens to me, which I'm going to be sharing with the world. Because a lot of people think that everybody that is on YouTube or TikTok of what we have just normal perfect lives. It's way no. We just have normal lives. We go through the same thing. All right, so Kathye. All right, I have champagne. All right, so we're gonna do the series with champagne, and the reason why is that I love champagne. All right, I don't know, ever since I was a child. My 16th birthday, my parents asked me what I wanted. I said I want champagne and I want medium steak. All right, I love champagne. I love a glass of white wine, but it has to be very cold, and I have to be having fish, and I have to be, out at an expensive restaurant having fish with white wine. But my favorite is a nice glass of red wine. Okay, I don't like dry red wine. I like medium. All right, and for the rest, there are certain times, certain people that I will have a glass of whiskey with. Okay, whiskey or Johnny Walker red or black. All right, or blue. I got new tattoos because I am celebrating. So I got new tattoos. This one, I think I showed you guys this one. This is like 2 weeks old. And it's to celebrate. Hope you guys can see this. And it's bullshit what people say about tattoo. It's not really ill, okay? But this is the Buddha symbol of protection. All right, I don't do no, I don't do disturbing things. I do like spiritual things. All of my tattoos are spiritual. I have on my back the infinity sign, one here, with a clock, just everything to do with the universe. And I have in my neck, I have a lily that opens and it goes all the way down to my spine. All right, that is for my son. That was for my son's birthday, 2024. And my new tattooage, because the scar, and what I'm going to tell you is about the scar. So this scar was 23 when I fell and broke my collarbone. So I do this, and it's in Italian, and it says, that's just relief for life. I love life. Okay. Yeah, because I love the Italian towel. That's one of the language that I speak, and I love it. Okay. And this is in Italian. Okay, love and life. And I said love and life to cover my scar because I was 53 when this happens to me. And I am just so blown away because I basically was growing up in a bubble, to say, all right? Because when I look at life now, I'm just surprised at 55 years old to understand that certain things happen. I just think that a I was brought up in a bubble. Honestly, I was brought up in a bubble. And if I could look back, my mom always protect me from a lot of things. I used to listen to my mom and their girlfriends on the phone, and that was one of the reasons why I said I would never get married. All right, because all of her girlfriends and you know, they had cheating husbands, and I thought, no, I prefer to be alone, independent. I don't need the stress and the hollow with another person, sleeping around with another person. And I think from there, I built my character between the ages of, I built my character because I listened to my mom and her girlfriends on the phone. I was like, no, that is nothing for me. So that was when I decided, no, I wouldn't be the type that is going to get married or that sort of a thing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm really celebrating. That helps me. What happens to me last year, 19th of July, and today is the 19th of July, but it was a Friday night it happened. So if you notice, if a lot of smart people and if someone knows what I'm about to say or leave a message in the video, what is happening? If this year is 2025 and today is the 19th, but last year Friday night it was the 19th. Think about it. Are we going forward or are we going backwards? Okay, so anyway, so when that happens to me, I basically had no idea because I was here with a friend. A friend was staying staying with me, you know, the thing with the building of my house. And I always go in bath Friday evenings. And I remember I went to the gym, we walked back, we ordered food, we went to pick up food, we came back, and I have a doorbell, so I look at the time to see if anyone during that time came in the house or whatever happened with the doorbell, because I have cameras in my house. And the reason why is that these people were staying with me. I have another camera on the second floor, but these people were staying with me. And then one morning I woke up and found someone else's phone beside me on the bed, but it wasn't my phone. And my phone wasn't at my night table where I left it. So I decided to put a camera on my bedroom door. So what happened is that this person and I was here, and when that happens, I remember, ladies and gentlemen, because there are certain drugs that you can wake up, that they give you, and you're still doing normal, but you have no recollection of what is happening to you. Absolutely no recollection, okay? And I do not do drugs. Okay, I don't believe in it. I say to everyone, say no to drugs. I remember I was 23 years old, first time that I had like a snip of weed, and we were on spring break in Jamaica, and I laughed the whole time. I was telling everybody their story, and everyone says, you never ever, you were horrible, you told us everything, you laugh at everyone, okay? So I recognized that was not my thing. And then I was hungry, and I woke up and I was hungry. Everybody was looking at me because I told everybody their story. I was reading everyone because that was the first time. I was 23. I was reading everyone. They told me I read everyone. Everyone's secrets came out and they were old. So I recognize that's not something for me. So anyway, I woke up. I was like 3 breaths. So that means whatever has transpired to me, whatever spirit or energy that took me over, because obviously some things takes you over. That's why a lot of people are drug addicts and alcohol, because they attract negative energy, negative spirits, demons. Okay, so a lot of people who are on drugs and drink a lot of alcohol and is alcoholic, they feed their demons. Okay, and that's why I stay away from it, because I'm spiritual, and that you cannot be on alcohol and then being spiritual at the same time. Okay, everything is to do with moderation. All right, so I took 3 breaths and I was awake, and I was holding a cigarette in my hands, and I was like, what the fuck? How can't I not remember what was happening to me? How comes I have the cigarette in my hand? And then I turned around and I said, what the hell is happening? I said, what happened? And anyway, so when I went back in meditation, because I had to get that person out of my house, when that happens to me, I was frightened. I was not frightened, but I was like, I know that these things could happen, because I know a lot of people who can shift. Okay, so we can leave our bodies and we can go using our spirits and then travel to other places and see what is going on. Okay, so there's different ways of saying it. Oh God, I hate this chair on this. There's different ways of saying it. Okay, some people, especially starseed, you can remove your spirit out of your body and you can go visit like someone. If someone is in the hospital, if someone is sick, or you go. Some people can remote viewing, so you can just sit there and you're looking in space, but you're remote viewing. Okay, I do that a lot of time, because I can remote viewing to see what is going to be coming up. Okay, so like sometimes you see I'm reading, I'm channeling, but I'm channeling because they're showing me something, so I'm remote viewing something. Okay, so that was when I decided no. I decided, and I remember the Thursday after that, I called upon the Holy Spirit and I said, Holy Spirit, you need to divine intervention in this. Because nothing, you know, a lot of people walk around and said they don't know anything about spirituality, or they don't do this, or they don't do that. It's not true. It is not true, ladies and gentlemen. These people wear a mask, and especially Jezebel's spirit, they're in it because they use the negative energy in order to connect with people. That's why they're always looking in your eyes, okay? Because they want to make eye contact, and once you make eye contact and show them that you have an intention to connect with them, then they use that to connect to you. Okay, so Jezebel spirit, men have Jezebel spirit, women have Jezebel spirit, Karmitas and Karmita, they have Jezebel spirits. Okay, so anyway, what I did was basically call in the universal angels and divine intervention, divinely to intervention the situation. And ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks later, on a Thursday, I called up on a Thursday, and 2 weeks later on a Thursday, that person packs their stuff up and walk away. Okay, star seeds, I need to advise all of you star seeds out there, you have a lot of gifts and powers. Use it in the correct way. Okay, you have a lot of gifts and powers, because we are star seeds. We're not from this planet, so we're from an higher elevation, and I'm a ninth dimension. Okay, all right, right now they're saying something about the Anunnakis, okay? And they were the one who took my energy, my soul. So sometimes, because I'm going back, it's a year ago, I went into remote void, I went into meditation to find out exactly what happened that night, okay? And what I saw that night was that my soul entwined with the other person that was here, and we went straight up to the universe, to the stars. So obviously, there was some sort of a spiritual connection that, and yeah, because this person lose their way. So whoever, you know, the person that was with me, they lose their way, they lose their soul, they lose their wing, they lose their divinity, and that was the reason why it happened. So they said that Anunnakis use my spirit to help. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have been. That was one of the most wake-up call for me, that this person or these energies should not be in the presence of my home. Okay? Because they were not balanced. And trust me, I prayed the Thursday night because I couldn't remember what happens to me. And I am someone who is, if I enter a building, I'm looking for the exit points. So I'll walk in the building and, you know, I'm standing there, but I'm looking at the exit points. Okay. I'm someone who is, I need to be in safety. So if I walk in a building, I'm looking around and I'm looking at the different things, different points, and where is the exit point. Okay. And what was so horrible is that this happens to me in my house, and I had no idea what happened, because it's just on a Friday night. It's just I go in bath. I do my lingerie on. I love lingerie. I like my drawers of sleeping things is like 2 drawers of sleeping thing, 2-3 drawers of lingerie, matching tops and bottom. There's nothing I hate than, you know, a woman take her clothes off and she has different tops and bottom. It's just not done. I'm sorry, it is not done, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have black and white on, a black bear and a white panties. No. Anyway, that's how my house, like, you can't see, but I'm in my bedroom. So I have like 6 clothes cuts at one point, and like 2 over there. So in total I have like 8. Okay, so I have different level and clothes, and that's how I've always been. I remember when the people came here to do the refurbish of the house, and this was someone who, an associate, I should say, because that's not a person, that's just an evil person. This man was just hangry because I had like a box only with my handbags, only handbags. And then I have another box just with shoes. And then I had shoes, like shoes, layers of shoes. But it's a normal thing. I mean, everybody in America, that's how your parents grew up, you grew up that way. And it's always shoes underneath the closet at the bottom, or if you have a walk-in closet or so. But this is normal. I used to buy shoes because I recognized that I couldn't have another child. So I always buy shoes per month, okay? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, going further, why I'm doing this videos is to aware and awaken a lot of single people who lives alone, and no matter how lonely it gets, because I don't get lonely. My thing was that my ex had to go back to the city where he was from because his father passed away and his mom was there alone. And that was the only reason why we basically disconnect, and I decide to go back living on my own. And I even said to my ex, at some point, I said to my ex, I said, I'll never have another relationship. So it was not that we had like a big breakup, or no, it was something understanding. And I just decided to be on my own. I'm not someone, I mean, to be honest, if I'm going to get in a relationship, I don't know. I have to analyze the hell out of you. It takes me 3 years before I can say to someone, I really love you, and okay, I want to be in this relationship. People after 2-3 months thinks that, you're in a relationship. No, it takes me 3 years. I really have to see all of your little shitty ways, and no. And that's why I don't have a lot of relationships. I never had a lot of relationships because I'm very, very specific. And I've always been that way my entire life. So anyway, whoever this associate was, I basically work with this person. And anyway, this person was staying temporary until they get their places. So, being alone is not a situation for me, but I just think, okay, I'll help these people. So when that happens to me, I recognize, and ladies and gentlemen, I honestly tell you, on a Thursday night, I laid in my bed. I don't know what it was, and this person was annoying me by talking to me, and I was like, I just need to go to sleep. I have to get up, I have to work, I need to go to bed by 10 o'clock, I get up at 6 o'clock, and then I get going, okay? So I have all my life have a certain time that I go to bed. I don't want you to call me after 10 o'clock, and I need to have my sleep because, you know, I do a job that I have to use my brain and think a lot. And that was the Thursday that I think, this happens to me, you're annoying the hell out of me. And I just said, Holy Spirit, divine intervention. And this person, 2 Thursdays later, they moved out themselves, okay? And this is it. This is what examples that I'm showing you. When you are divinely protected, when you are a star seed, a Palladians, or any one of the star seeds, okay? Because star seeds can be multiple, it can be Palladians, can be, name it, okay? You have the power to make changes what is not comfortable. And a lot of people do not know that you have angels. Each and every person is born with 4 angels, okay? Some people is born with 8 angels, and it's because they're here to do powerful works, okay? Or people who are abused, they can come up with 6 angels, okay? Because they know what the part they're going to be playing in their lives. But I was just like, no, it's better that I'm on my own, because then I have much energy to protect myself. Okay. So this person moved out, and I had to take back my energy because I was drained. My energy was drained by this person, basically. And we're talking about spiritual forms. We're not talking about who a person is as the characteristic, but this person drains my energy. My energy was just basically drained. I remember when that person left from July, or the whole month of August, September, I just slept. Asked my cousins. I was in America, and I would get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to start work, which is 7 o'clock in Europe. And after that, I will go out, have lunch with them, or, you know, go with friends out. And then I come back and I sleep, and then I get up. But on the holidays, I would like sleep. My cousin is like, oh my God, we haven't even talked. You're so tired. She said, what has been happening to you? And I'm basically someone who I don't discuss. And I think that because I'm an only child, I really don't discuss things that I have to go through with my friends or family. I have one girlfriend, and she just knew what was happening to me. She knew. And I remember when he left that Thursday evening, my girlfriend called me and she said, what's going on? I'm like, oh my God, how did you know it? She said, I knew he came back. I knew he came back. And we spoke, but she is like, she knows exactly. She's like my best friend. She's like my mom. She's like, but she knew what was happening. But what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, there are evil in this world, and there are evil people in this world. And when people say that they do not have anything to do with negative things and don't use witchcraft and that sort of a thing, to control people's life and their life, it's not true. I recognize it. It is not true. Look, because of the way and the person that I am, I can count the amount of time that I've ever been to someone for them to tell me my future. Because I remember my great-grandmother, she told me that I was going to be a psychic, and I always laugh because I was 6 years old. I don't know the shit about what's a psychic. And I remember I was in the islands, and there was this lady on the beach, and she was doing tea leaf reading. And I remember I have a girlfriend, my girlfriend from New York. We were down in the islands, And I remember they wanted to go to her because, you know, it was on the beach and down the islands. If you go to the islands, it's just beautiful. And I was the last one. And I think, I don't believe in these things, whatever. And it was a tea leaf reading where she makes tea. You take a sip of the tea and you turn it down. And I swear to God, I was blown away. And everything that she said, because I was planning on on going to Europe, and none of my girlfriends, nobody knew. And she said, yeah, you're about to travel, and this is where it's about. I'm like, oh, the fuck did this lady know this? I didn't tell anyone anything. And then I started believing in it. But it was down the highland this first time that, and I think, yeah, it was before I came to Holland. And everything that this lady said, it was down the island. And she says, I was granted the gift to let you know because of your grandmother. So going on my spiritual path, especially when she said that, I was like, and she said, you have no idea who you are. And I said, no. I said, I'm just me. And she said, no, there's more to you. You're about to find that out. But even then, I constantly just trying to figure out my way through life. I started studying myself to have more understanding of myself. Why did I think about things this way? Why don't I like this? Why don't I like that? Why don't certain things scream at me? But this lady, she was good. I don't even know if she's still alive. But she was amazing. And after that, I went back, and I remember a couple of weeks later, I was coming from the hairdresser. I was walking down the street, I think the corner of 34th Street and thing here. I was going to Times Square because I was going to catch the train over to Jersey. And a native Indian woman comes up to me, and she said, she was like, Princess so-and-so. I was like, and my cousin was walking with me, and my cousin was laughing, and she was like, Princess so-and-so. And she said, oh my God, you came back in this lifetime too. You're here to help also with the changes. I was like, no, I'm not. So it's why she said, no. And she held my hand, and she said, no, that's you. I feel your soul. I feel your spirit. I was like, oh shit, this shit is weird. 8 weeks ago, I'm in the island, and then here in New York. And I started to reconsider, is there really something? At this time, my cousin that I was walking with, it's like, said to me, there could be something. Maybe because you're different from everyone. I mean, you're like my favorite cousin. You're like my sister. Shouldn't you go kind of figure out if there is something? I'm like, well, if there was something, my son would be with me now. So I let it go. But then I started questioning a lot of things, and I started buying books, and I started going to spiritual new era thing, and then I started and then I bought, because I remember the first time I bought a deck of cards. Was it in Walmart? No, it was in Barnes and Noble, because I always, once I'm in the States, because that's my birthdays was spent where my mom would take me to Barnes and Noble. Okay, we go have breakfast, and then she take me to the Barnes and Noble, and then we spend the whole day in Barnes and Noble, and then we go home and shower, and then we go to TGI for my birthday. All right, I never like to have my birthday in the house. I don't know, I just don't like a lot of people, a lot of crowds in the house, because they carry all of their energy. So even as a child, when everybody came over, children came over, their parents came over, and all the gift, and I would like say, Mom, when are they leaving? My mother always said, okay, come on, it's your birthday. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, but I gotta read all of these books. When are they leaving? And then I would go back, I'll pull in on my mom, when are they leaving? Because, children birthday parties always begin in like 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And ladies and gentlemen, my life as travel, I've traveled the world, trust me, and I've seen a lot. But when you are connected to yourself and understand who you are as a person, you recognize that what other people have and their opinions of who you are as a person, you don't really care. You really don't care, because the thing about it is that before you're going to put pointing your finger on another person, you should look at who you are as a person. What have you done for humanity? What is your basic right to be on this planet? All right. And a lot of us here come to learn their karma so that they can switch and understand. But if you come to this planet and you're still you still recognize that alcohol and drugs, and you're still in it, then you have not learned anything. Okay, so you can look at other people, point their fingers, and think that other people have their nose up in the air, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the upbringing of a person and how their family master them in how they should look at life and how they portray themselves to the world. So that's your problem, because you seems to be sitting in the 3-dimension. You're just one of these people that is in a barrel and want to pull down other people. So when this happens last year, August, September, it was bloody hot. August, September, I just worked, and I was just I was emotionally drained, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say emotional drain, I was tired all the time. I was so emotional drained, and I would like sleep from like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and then I wake up at 11 o'clock, then I go back to sleep at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And that was what I've been doing for months until December. Finally, I went to my family, and there I really slept, even after my birthday, because my family, and I really recognized how emotionally drained I was. This person, the situation that I was in, for such a, the 2-3 years drained me emotionally. Okay, so I had to, release all that has transpired in the time in order to rebound my energy level. This person was like an energy vampire. So today I am grateful that I went through that, because it was a lesson. And my lessons that I've learned from that is that you cannot, even if you are sent on this planet in order to help another person, to let them recognize what is happening to them, how they need to get off of the karma wheel, and all star seeds out there, all twin flame soulmates out there. I know it is one of the most heaviest jobs and duty on this planet. Okay, and the worst one is the soulmate twin flame, and it is the purpose of the soulmate, the twin flames. They are twins that was born masculine and feminine. Okay, always twin flames are masculine and feminine. Do not let these new age people who's going to be saying no because your twin flame can be the same sex. No, the purpose that the universe and the highest source of all things made masculine and feminine. And if you look in a lot of languages, there are languages that describe the masculine from the feminine, like Spanish and Italian. Okay, and if a lot of people do not know, Italian is one of the oldest language, and also the Latin language. Okay, and Greek. So this is the reason why, and I have a deep love with Italy. Italy, seriously, if my I have such a deep love with Italy. When I'm there, it feels like home. That is just one of the places where I go that it just feels like home for something. But you as a person, and being a person and understanding, even when you are sitting around the tables with your enemies and you know you have foresight what is going to be happening and what these people are going to be doing, you still, because you have foresight of seeing the future and what you came here to do, you have to do your divine plan by loving and healing these people, okay? Because I'm one of these people, when people are in my energy, or I'm close to you, and this is why I don't sleep with people and I don't like people in my sleeping space. It's because people bring their energies, okay? And if they have negative energies, they want to lot it off, or that sort of a thing. All right. So, and that is it, is that when you have full awareness of who you are, you can actually balance all of the stuff, okay? And like a lot of people, I was in the week I was having I was having a conversation with a couple colleagues, and I'm like, no, I don't want a relationship. I think, no, from what had happened and transpired, I would have never, when I look at that scene, that was just someone that would stay with me, and then putting it up as a relationship, to have a relationship with another person, no. I just think that is too much hassle, too much bother. I need space and time for myself. I need to be, when I'm finished with work and finished with the telephones, I do a lot of telephone calls per day. I'm in a lot of meetings. I just want peace. You know, I just want to go cook and just have peace. Or my favorite thing is to look at TikTok, okay? So that kind of calms you down and see. So I was saying to my colleagues in the way, no, I don't want a relationship. I don't want a man even, no. I mean, my ex, it was the only person, and my ex-husband was the only person they understand. Some women just, especially high professional women, they just, when they're step out of their job, they sit in their car, they blast the music. That's why you always see like I professional people like singing it, because that's the stress level, okay? So this series is that we're going to be talking about single people and the things that single people go through. And the message that I want to give to a lot of single people: do not take back people, okay? A lot of people, Mercury is in retrograde since yesterday, okay? The 18th of July. This retrograde is really in Leo season, okay? So this is going to be heavy. Do not, ladies and gentlemen, take back no ex, no friend from the past, no ex, no person that could, you didn't have any close contact, and all of a sudden between now and the 11th of August, no ex, nobody who comes back. Don't let anyone. It's retrograde. That means they need to get out. You need to keep them out, okay? Whoever. So what I'm going to explain to you guys is that, and I show you the Jezebel spirit, and when someone has negative intentions towards you, okay? So that was a year ago. All right. And this person, this connection, I kind of, when that happened, I recognize you're here to help this person. They need to see what they need to change about themselves. So what you need to do is to back away, stand back, protect them from afar, but have no close connection to people, okay? That's how you got to understand in order to protect yourself, okay? Because you recognize that whoever this person is going down the negative side of the road, okay? They're reeling out of control, okay? And you recognize I went in meditation and I was like, okay, so now I know who is this person and what it is I'm supposed to do with this person. And I basically said, I need, this person is who they are. This is a divine connection. This is divine guided that I should have come in contact with this person. But I don't want this connection. I said, this person, this connection is going to be pulling in a deep part, and then your spirit guides, they recognize that you are aware of what you came on this planet to do. So I cut all cords with this person. I basically cut all cords with this person. And what your angel and guides will do is to help this person as a distance, but not that they should come in connection with you. So basically, you don't let a person in your house or in your heart or in your space anymore, okay? Because they make their choices to move out. Because if even I call up on the universal angels and guides and said, look, this person was placed on my part for me to help them, they made their decision to walk away. Yes, that is a decision that they make. We cannot make changes, Starseed, okay? We can't make changes for other people, but we can make changes for ourselves. So I cut all the cards, like within September to December, because that's when the veils are thinner. I cut all the cards with this person. I release my past life, my past connection with this person in order to let them be free. Okay, so that I can make my decision to ascend and to help other people to ascend. Because obviously this person is not ready. Their three-dimension life fit them much better than going to the fourth to try and figure out what is going on in order to ascend to the fifth. Okay, so starseeds, do not let anyone drag you back or keep you back. Okay, so I cut all the cords, and all past life, past lifetime. I cut the cords, and I also separate myself. And if a lot of people don't know this about Capricorns, we are cold as fuck. All right, real true Capricorns, we are cold. And when I tell you that we are cold, we gotta finish with you before you know that we are finished with you. Okay, we gotta make our plan. We can like end a relationship a year ago, and you don't know that. That's Capricorn. Because we have to mentally, we have to start with a heart chakra. We cut you out of our heart, and then we go mentally and we cut you off. Okay? So Capricorn people will take like a year and they're finished with a relationship with you, and you're living with this person, but they're finished. That's Capricorn people. They I don't know. And I think it's because Saturn ruled Capricorn people, and Capricorn people is here on a journey to learn. Capricorn people have things the hardest than all other zodiac signs. Okay, and Capricorn people, you mess with them, you disrespect them, you break the loyalty and the trust, they're finished with you. Okay, they can give you like rope to hang yourself, but they're finished with you. So anyway, I did, like in those months, September to December, I did a lot of meditation, a lot of clear cutting, a lot. Because if even someone is your twin flame or your soulmate, okay, especially the twins, and I'm speaking about the twins, because there's two people, there's always a masculine and a feminine, and you face the person. And even in the beginning, when you meet this person, you think, oh my God, really? Is that my twin? That wasn't what I was thinking. Yeah, but it's the opposite of you. And if you look at the names, you see the names are switched. If you look at the birthdays, there is a switch and there's a connection with the birthdays. That's how you really know your twin flame. Your twin flame always mirror you. So your names and initials of your name is the opposite of your twin flame. Okay? That's how you know it's your twin flame. The names, your names, because it's your twin. Okay? So it's going to be mirrored. And then I went into meditation and they say, yeah, and this is the lifetime, and this is the lifetime, and this is the lifetime, and this is why you did ayahuasca with the person, and this is why the person, when you did ayahuasca with the person slept because you were there doing their work. Okay? And yeah, it is so, ladies and gentlemen, your twin flame, that's the only time you know that someone is your twin flame. So stop letting people bullshit you. Your twin flame has the opposite letters of your name. Okay, so let's say that you are Jack Robinson. Your twin flame is Robinson Jack, but it doesn't have to be Jack. One could be Jack Robinson, and the other one could be Rudolph Jacobs. Okay, but it's the initials, the same initial. That's when you know that is your twin. And there's no way on the God's earth, I'm telling you, because I've been there. I used from September last year to December to say, Jesus, you know, can I change this? Can I? No, you cannot change it. But what you can do is that you can they will give you they will give you, like, if you're a star seeds, they will sit with you and they will work out how you can protect this person, but not really wanting to share a life with this person. Because when you came and you let them know what was the situation, why, and you gave them details, you give them evidence, and they choose not to, and they run, you are not a runner. Okay, so you are not a chaser. So when someone run, you're not going to be chasing, because that's not how it works. Okay, especially for divine beams and starseed, we don't chase. Okay, when people say they're going, you said, okay, bye, have a nice time, have a good life. We don't chase. Okay, and this is why I need to teach a lot of starseed, because starseed, when they were younger, maybe they would think, but no. Okay, and because I am a Capricorn, so for Capricorn people, they're not chasing you. Fuck you. No, they're not chasing you. Okay, and I think that I learned that because if something was meant for you and something was supposed to be for you, then you don't have to chase after it. It will always go around in circles and then come back to the same point. Okay, so understand what I mean. So anyway, starseeds, you have so much power that you need to use, but use it in a right and proper way. Okay, because I've never ever have an experience like that, because I've never ever have to connect with someone on that level. Okay, and what I mean on that level is that this person is really stuck in the 3 dimension. All right, I'm always with people that is in the 4th dimension. You mean people that is highly educated, elevated, understand, have norms and value to their life, and 3 dimension people do not have that. Okay, and they just do everything and think that everything, and that's how it goes. While we are I've always in the 4th dimension, so I've always recognized that we all have been fooled on this planet. We were taught things that basically is not correct. Okay, but as I move on and I'm trying to explain to people, because a lot of you starseed, you might have different things that you're feeling with your twin flame soulmate, or that sort of a thing. but there are certain people that comes on your part, okay? And the only way to find out if someone is really your twin flame, the letters in their names, the initial in their names is going to be connecting with your initial, because it's a mirror, okay? It is a mirror. That's when you know it's your twin flame or soulmate. So what we did, what the guides and angels and the star seeds did, because I said no. I was like, cut this shit. I said no, I can't believe it. And then they start to think their view to show me all my past lifetime, and the same person and the same bullshit and the same bullshit and the same bullshit. How much time this person killed me just to get, because what people do not know, within the divine union, there are, the woman is the only one with the abundance, okay? Within a divine union, the female counterpart, the divine female counterpart, is the only one with the divine abundance, the luck, the prosperity. The divine masculine has that not. And the reason why, if you notice in the tarot card, divine empress, the empress is the mother and the creator of all abundancy, okay? The masculine is not there, okay? And if you recognize when a couple comes together and they're having a child, the lady is the one who gets the little teeny sperms, and she has the egg, and she bring this baby for 9 months and took it out of her to be born in this. So men, sorry, but it's just a little sperms. The women open up their souls, and they are the one that connects the universe with each other. They are the one, okay? So when I look at men and their powers and their egos, and I'm thinking, what the hell you have an ego and a power over? The only thing that you can create is one little dead sperms. That is, a woman have how many eggs? And is which sperm is going to hit the egg? It can't hit the egg, but the egg is too powerful, and So, starseeds, ladies and gentlemen, we are only here to help our starseed people and to help humanity to ascend. But basically, it is to help our starseed people. And if they don't want to help, if they don't want to come on the way, you have to stay behind and separate yourself in order not to get contaminated with their 3-dimension bullshit that they're going on with, until when they can understand, and when they come to a realization that fuck, what I'm doing is not right. Another thing I need to say to a lot of people, because a lot of people are talking about tattooage. Listen, tattooage is as old as tarot cards, okay? And a lot of people are crazy and this and the ink and the that and the that. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. We all, okay, have specific things about us, okay? I wanted a tattooage form ever since I was 18. I just think that was beautiful. But the thing about it, I always look at black people and said, why the hell you do all that color and shit, And I just kind of think, and I my soul was like, I'm waiting. And I remember like 2008, my son and I, we went to a tattooage shop in West Palm Beach. We made an appointment. I went in there. It was loud. There was a lot of people. I'm thinking, and I'm looking at all of these guys, and I'm thinking, no. And my son and I, we walked out and never get the tattooage because we didn't have the feelings. And I remember when I met this associates, just 2003, and I was away on business with this associate, and I saw the last maltite on this person's back, and ladies and gentlemen, I was blown away. I was like, come here, let me see. I said, do you know what this is? And the person said, of course. I put it there. I said, do you know what this is? And the strangest thing, ladies and gentlemen, this person carries the divine spark within them, but is controlled by the devil.